What's up YouTube? This is Taco Rs here, and I'll be doing a deck profile slash discussion on my Vylon deck. It's a very fun deck. I really love playing it. But the one thing I'm kind of concerned about Vylons is kind of like an overlooked deck. One of the two reasons is because one, people never even heard of Vylons or never played them, so they don't know how they work. Or two, they think they ain't that good because there's some people that have hate against equipped spells, saying they suck. But that's not the case with violence because their playstyle is they destroy their own equipped spells to swarm the field and to bring out this guy in one turn. So let's get started. To start off with, I run 3 Vylon cubes. He's their main tuner of the deck, and when he's sent to the graveyard for a synchro summon, you add 1 equipped spell from your deck to your hand. Your target is mostly Raw Science KS, which I'll get to later. Next up is 2 Vylon Spears. When he's from the monster card zone to the graveyard, you pay 500 life points to target 1 face-up monster you control and equip it to it. And its effect is you can send it from the spell trap card zone to graveyard to equip 1 Vylon equipped spell to your monster. Next, 1 Vylon Tetra. He's same thing with Spear, except his effect is when a monster equipped to this is destroyed, this card gets destroyed instead, so he's good protection. And lastly, for the Vylon lineup, 2 Prisms, which some people know a lot, but its effect is when your monster attacks while this is equipped, it gains 1,000 attack points. Next up, 3 Trident Warriors. He's one of your key cards of the deck, because when he's normal summoned, you special summon 1 level 3 monster, mostly your cube, so you do a level 7 synchro, which will be your Vylon Stigma, so you can do the Vylon Loop to summon Omega. Next up, 2 Shining Angels. I mostly play him on first turn to bring out either a Shining Angel or special summon Honest and add it to my hand, or sometimes get a tuner so I can do a synchro on my next turn. Next, 2 Genex Neutron. I tried running 3, but it was too much. What he does is, after he's been normal summoned, during the end phase, you search out a tuner monster from your deck and add it to your hand. Next, I run 2 Photon Splashers. He's a level 4 monster, and he works like Cyber Dragon. Next, 1 Cyber Dragon. And lastly, 1 Honest, because it's all light deck. Now onto the spells. 3 Violent Elements. This is your key card of the Vylon Loop. If anyone want to know what it does, I'll explain it to you. When any Vylon quit spell you control are destroyed, except during the damage step, you can special summon an equal or lower number of Vylon tuner monsters from your deck. They cannot be synchro. They cannot be used as single materials except for a Vylon synchro monster. So this card only works while you have this card, Raw Science KS. And the loop is you have a Vylon synchro on the field, you have a Vylon element, then you equip it with Raw Science KS, and when you do that, and then when you activate a Vylon equip spell like Vylon material, KS effect kicks in, it destroys the equip spell, and and their effects are when they're destroyed, you can search out another Vylon Quit spell from your deck to your hand, which is pretty good. Because if I didn't explain what archtype is when a spell card targets a monster while equipped to this, it negates it and destroys it. And next is the equip cards to use. 2 material, 2 Vylon component, which turns Vylon monsters into piercers, and Vylon segment, which makes your Vylons untouchable by card effects. Next, 1 Vylon matter. It's your pot of avarice for your equip spells. You target 3 in your graveyard, you shove them back in your deck and choose 1 or 2 effects. One is either to draw a card or to destroy 1 card in the field. Next is 1 magical mallet, just to fix your hand if you start off bad. Next, for staple cards, 2 Power Duality, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Monster Reborn, and 1 Heavy Storm. And that's it for the spell cards, and now on to the traps. And I'm going to make this one part real quick because I only on 3. I only want 1 Star of the Road, 1 Solemn Judgment, and 1 Mirror Force. And I'm thinking about keeping Solemn Judgment and replace this with 3 Royal Decrees. And that's it for the main deck. Now onto the extra. Next is start off with is your boss card of the deck, Vylon Mega. He's a level 10 single monster with 3200 attack. And to summon him, you need 2 tuner monsters and 1 non-tuner Vylon monster. And this is pretty much like a similar summon condition as Red Nova Dragon, but he has 3 effects. Effect number 1 is when he's single summoned, he destroys all monsters on a field that has been normal summoned. 2 is you can target a Vylon monster in your graveyard and equip it to him. And 3, which is my favorite effect, is when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can send 1 equip spell to the graveyard to negate and destroy it. Next is 2 Vylon Espeon. He's a level 8, and what he does is you can send a equip spell equipped to him to the graveyard to destroy 1 monster your opponent controls. Next is 2 Vylon Stigmas. When he attacks, you equip him with an equip card from your deck. So that's good in case your opponent has a really high attack or a lot of back row. And 1 Vylon Alpha. What he does is when he's equipped with a equip spell, he cannot be destroyed by card effects. Next, I run 1 Flammable Euquesis, just for piercing damage. 1 Stardust Dragon, pretty much a staple. And just to let you know, this is just an Orca sleeve. 1 Red Dragon Archfiend. I'm thinking about adding a Red Nova Dragon into this deck just because it can be summoned. 1 Crimson Blader to block people in case they use Chaos Dragons or prevent them from using Gorge Trigodia, because when he destroys a monster by battle, your opponent cannot summon any level 5 or higher monsters during their next turn. And on for Xyz, I run 1 Leviathan Dragon, 1 Shockmaster, 1 Zen Mains, 1 Acid Golem, and 1 Utopia. And that sums up my Vylon deck. Please tell me what you think in the comment section below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe.